What would you do in life that you aren't doing right now if you only had to be a C? What would you do? Would you play piano? Would you paint? Would you do that thing at work, that try for that promotion that you haven't tried for yet because you thought you'd have to do it perfectly? What would you do? This works with everything. I was not a runner. As a matter of fact, I used to walk for therapy. Here's how it worked. My friend Kathy and I would go to the park. And we would walk and I would tell her all my problems. And then there was any time left, then she would tell me her problems. I called it my free walk and talk therapy. She called it walk and wine therapy because after that she went home and drank a lot of wine. Worked out great till one day she did something horrible. She started to run. Well, frankly, I had to run to catch up with her. And I got to her, I was gasping for breath, and I said, "What are you doing?" She believed that we could run a 5K. I said, "Do you see, what are you talking about? Do you see runners out there? They look like they're in excruciating pain. And do you know, I read on the internet that if your thighs rub together, it creates friction that could set your sweatpants on fire." But she was convinced that we could run this 5K. And I really thought about it, and I was convinced if I tried, I could find a new friend. You know? Running was not for me. I did never believe that I was a runner. But the next day she did it again, and she got a little further. And I ran to keep up with her. I had a goal too. I was hoping to trip her. But somewhere along the way, ladies, I'm going to tell you what happened. Her dream became my dream. We used the Super C approach, the C theory. We only had to be a C to run. So, you know, we weren't A+ runners. Some days we made it to the lamppost, and some days we sat on the bench. But each day we got a little further and a little further, until by the time the 5K day came, I was ready to run. Of course, that night, I was feeling some of the worry and anxiety. My fears were, what if I collapsed around the first bend? What if I got lost? I could see the headlines now. First runner to ever get lost in race, hasn't been seen since. And that morning as I dressed for the race, here's the question that ran through my mind. A question that every woman runner must face. A question that goes all the way back to Babe Dietrichson. Do you wear makeup? Well, I put on a little blush to hide my fear and my anxiety, and a little eyeshadow, and I got to the race, and my friend was there, and we're in the line, and I looked at her, and here we were, this moment. We had finally made it. She had tears running down her cheeks, and she looked at me and she said, "I can't believe it. You wore makeup?" "Why did you tell me?" Well, we didn't have time to talk about it because bang, the gun went off. And the runners started. And we just jogged in place because we were in the middle. We weren't in the front by the Super A runners. We were the Super Cs. Actually, we're near the back by the strollers in case we had to jump in. And all of a sudden, I was running. And we got there, and I felt like Rocky Balboa, Jackie Joyner Kersey, and my Aunt Mildred after a bowl of prunes. I was running, and I was a runner. And I got to tell you, when I crossed that finish line, I didn't feel like a Super C. I felt like a winner. It was a wonderful experience. And since then, I've run dozens of 5Ks as a C. And that works for me. I love after my presentations when the women come up to me, you're in here, that say, "Oh yeah, I've run, a dozen marathons, 26 miles, 26 and a half. Really? Oh, okay, great. I'm sticking with my 5Ks. I believe in this theory so much that I realized that there was more to it than just being a C. And I want to share that with you. And I believe it so much that I created a t-shirt to inspire women across the world. Here it is, ladies. This is the Super C t-shirt. This is what I wear when I'm running. My daughter took one off to college. I have a friend who's trying to be a speaker. She wears ones when she prepares for her speech. I had a woman who works in a bank that had to get a talk, and here it is. The first one is to be courageous. Be courageous. Have the courage to start something new that's important to you. And here's the most important part, to start and start again. Because here's what happens. We start that new diet, that new exercise program, start playing piano or whatever it is in life that's important to us. And then we're gung-ho that first week, and then we miss, and it starts going this way. And what do we feel like? We feel like failures. We're not failures. We're not failures. The plan didn't work. You got to readjust the plan. You got to have the courage to start again and again and again, and you will get it. Every time you start again, you increase the chances of it working. The energy just keeps building. So the courage to start and start again. And the second part of it is the creativity. And as you know, once you let go of the fight or flight syndrome and the A, your creativity will start to flow. You're not so tied to making a mistake, so creative ideas come to you. And the creativity of others just seems to be drawn to you. It's happened so many times in my life, I can't tell you. And the third one is to just be capable, ladies. We could be capable. That's it. There's no perfect in it. And how do you be capable? What happens with that program or that diet or that running thing is there, when you get to that wall, that block, okay, what do I not feel capable about? Maybe I need to get some more information. Maybe I need to talk to someone who's done this before. Look for ways to feel capable. And that's the Super C theory that I use in everything in life. And it's working out great.